Welcome everyone to this beautiful Thursday evening, July 10, to our special or our bonus session, Emotional Intelligence. Thank you all for getting here on time and hoping that you will engage with us tonight. This is a very, 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 very interactive session. So we want you guys on your P's and Q's jumping in. The more excited and engaged and quick you respond, the more that we can get out of tonight's session. If you are able to, please turn on your cameras. That allows us to feel your energy and engage better. Thank you so much. Those that you can't, we understand. Check in. You see the QR code on the screen. The link will be periodically dropped in the chat if the QR code is not working. We will also load in the post-session survey at the end of the presentation. Your feedback is greatly needed and appreciated. We can only be as good and give you what you need based on what you tell us about what we are doing. Weekly Reflections was sent out last week, Wednesday, 2 July. In your emails, please go double check. We need, again, the updates there. How was your week last week? It was a short week for a lot of us. So how was that at work and at home or wherever you were doing? Now, if you are getting value from these seminars, please, please, please share with your classmates, your organizations, post on your social media pages. Also post your comments on our department and Ignite social media pages and engage with us there about it so that we can get more students involved if you feel this is a benefit to you. Now, when you're making comments, asking your questions, if your name for your Zoom ID or Zoom picture or what am I trying to say, thumbnail is not your actual name, please say what your name is or put it in the chat so that we know how to reference you. We are also tracking the engagement just to kind of see and maybe use some of you guys during the semester to do some of our facilitation, do some of our marketing, be our figurehead, if you will, around the campus. Lastly, if you would put your name, major, company name, and work and or home location or where you are right now in this United States, we would appreciate it. All righty, thank you again. Tonight, I will be working and facilitating with one of our other career coaches, Coach Figgins, Dr. Danielle Figgins. And so we will be engaging with you as well as the other coaches who are also participating or on the Zoom tonight. Level up your EQ. Let's unlock your superpower for school, work, and life. As always, Michelle Jones, 84 graduate of the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, BA in English, non-teaching. Many, many, many areas or industries that I've worked over the past 40-something years, as you see there, and many roles. These are just a few of my areas or industries that I worked in and roles. Here is the list of your career coaches. It is imperative that you guys connect with your career coaches. Connecting with your career coaches ensures you are prepared when we have those last minute opportunities going on trips or tours to visit companies, schools, last minute requests to provide applicants for internships. When you've worked with your coach, we can vet you. We can vouch for you. We can, do a recommendation to the employers that you are a good fit. And so if we don't know you, we can't do that. Not only that, we also offer quite a few opportunities. Those of you looking to go to grad school, other professional schools that may have some entrance exams, we're planning to offer opportunities for preparatory courses for those exams. And so it's just a lot that you miss out on when you are not working with your career coach. We do have some areas that don't have a direct person right now. And so I am kind of facilitating those students at this point. So Again, let us know what you need. Get with us. Make sure you are a part of our system and our database so that we know when we've got a call for, say, an accounting major, we can go pull some names and send that information over. So let's get started. On a scale of 1 to 10, how emotionally intelligent do you feel today? And if you don't know what it means, just put, I don't know what that means. But if you do and have an understanding of it, give me an idea of, in the chat, you can put, I don't know what it means, but in the poll, just tell us how emotionally intelligent you're feeling today. Okay, just a few more seconds. We got about 70% of you that have responded. All right, we can close that poll down and look at the results. So it looks like it's a little bit across the board, between 5 and 10. Some of you guys are not feeling quite as emotionally intelligent as you will when we finish tonight. So thank you for that. Thank you for that. So after tonight, tonight's session, you will understand what emotional intelligence is. I'm sure you've heard of it in some capacity. And I promise this session is going to be an eye-opening, practical, and also fun, engaging session for you to understand and be able to apply emotional intelligence. We want to start by making sure you understand what it means, that it matters in all aspects of your life. We're going to give you the 5 core areas of emotional intelligence so that you understand what all comprises that emotional intelligence that allows you to consider all areas or all aspects of the EQ status your EQ levels. These domains will help, or core areas will help to build your ability to connect, to lead, and to stay grounded. And then lastly, we are going to look at how you can apply EQ in real life applicable situations, what those strategies will look like. So we're not going to talk about it. We're going to actually be about it. We're going to do it tonight. And you'll leave with tools and techniques that you can use immediately. All right, we'll get started and see how EQ shows up in you every day. So as you can see here, the definition of emotional intelligence, or EQ, as it's often called, is your ability to recognize, understand, manage, and influence both your emotions and the emotions of others. So it's a reciprocal thing. You have to understand how you are responding emotionally, but then you also have to be able to perceive or understand or read how the others around you are so that you can govern your emotions accordingly. It's what helps you respond instead of react, listen instead of interrupt, and lead with empathy rather than ego. It's just as important, if not more, than IQ, especially when it comes to relationships, teamwork, leadership, and navigating life. So the 5 core domains of emotional intelligence, if you'll notice on the pie chart, sorry, got a screen up. Okay, they all work together, and it's equal parts. And you'll see the 5 areas are self-awareness, which means you know what you're feeling and you know why you're feeling that. Self-regulation, you're able to manage how you express those emotions. Motivation, being able to stay driven and focus internally. Empathy, understanding how others feel, and then social skills, being able to communicate and connect with others effectively. The stronger you are in each area, the more emotionally intelligent you are or become. So why does emotional intelligence matter? So in the chat, would you put
right?
an
And so
answer
there's
to this
some
question?
societal context around.
Drop your answer in the chat for me. Where in your life do you think EQ is most important? Is it your relationships, school, work, leadership? And it's just a gut. Don't have to think a lot about it. There's no wrong answer. Just drop it in. Good. Relationships, leadership. Okay, good. Yeah, relationships for sure, because it's always relationships at work, at home, out in the field, out in, in the supermarkets, relationships. Good. Thank you. So let's look at self-awareness. So right now at this moment, tell me where you feel you need help with emotional intelligence the most. Where in your life? Just drop it in the chat or come off of mute.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Kirsten Prince.
Hi, Kirsten.
Hi. I think I need the most social intelligence when it comes to like making friends like with your peers. Yeah,
Good.
like how do you navigate that?
Okay, that's a very good question. Thank you for that, Kirsten. And we'll talk more about it. Anybody else?
Renaya put something in the chat. She said, EQ is important everywhere, but most profitable in your career trajectory. People in senior positions typically have great emotional control. Kennedy Massey says, helping lead a team. Audrey says, I need the most in being more confident.
Okay, great. Thank you guys for sharing that. So self-awareness really is the foundation to your emotional intelligence, right? It's your ability to notice what you're feeling, be able to put a name on it, and then understand where it's coming from. Once you're able to do those things, then you can recognize what emotions are going on in the moment, which will allow you to make better choices on your reaction that reflect your values instead of, not your reactions, your actions that reflect your values instead of just reacting. So why does emotional intelligence matter? No matter what you choose, the truth is EQ touches every part of our lives. It helps us with communication. So people with IQ, I think as Renaya mentioned in her comment, people with IQ or high IQ are typically clearer, calmer. They're more confident when they speak. They are more prone to listen versus react. So listen more and react less. EQ also helps in having and navigating healthier relationships. I think it was Kirsten that said she wanted to know or get a better grip on how to navigate that relationship or that social space. EQ helps you to navigate tough conversations, be able to set boundaries, and to build stronger and more trusting connections. The higher your EQ, again, under research shows that it improves your academic and career performance. It's one of the top predictors of success. So not just your grades or skills. Employers value your emotional intelligence just as much as your technical know-how. So just to kind of point out those key points, emotional intelligence matters because it allows or it equips you to be a better communicator, to have healthier relationships, and it improves your performance in both your academic and career areas. So whether you're leading a team, writing a paper, texting a friend, your EQ shows up. So we're going to learn a little bit about how we can strengthen our emotional intelligence. So looking at this wheel, and there's a whole lot of emotions on there, pick one and drop it in the chat. what you felt this at any point this week, one of these emotions, and drop it in the chat. It could be something small, it could be something intense. But I'm gonna give you about 10 seconds, 15 seconds or so to drop what you're feeling in the chat or have felt. Or come off mute, whatever you're more comfortable doing. Agitated. Ooh, I can understand that. Okay, okay. Satisfied. I like it, Miles. Okay. Caring, anxious, happy, worried, confused, optimistic. Good. Thank you, guys. Thank you. The quote, true emotional intelligence is realizing that happiness is an inside job. It's not about controlling the world around you, but mastering your inner state. So recognizing how you're feeling is an important aspect of that mastering of your inner self. Now think back, those of you who dropped those emotions in the chat, what caused that feeling? And how did you respond? And if anybody wants to come off of mute to answer those two questions, just a couple, 2 or 3 of you guys would be great. Tell me what your feeling was or your emotion was, what caused that emotion, and how did you respond? Okay, Audrey said her emotion was caused by applying for jobs but not hearing anything back. Yes, that can be very, very difficult, frustrating, anxious, you name it. It's a lot of emotions that probably go into that that particular cause. Okay, well, I will share one since you guys are not brave enough to share. For me this week, I have felt overwhelmed. Partly my fault. I will have to own up to that. Taking on more tasks than time in the day, time in the week, time in the month, time in my life. And so what caused that feeling, the overwhelming, was caused by just having too many things to do and just being all over the place. How did I respond? I am working through being intentional about in the moment of that one task at a time versus allowing myself to be pulled into all of them at the same time. Yeah, Miss Branch, let's see. Satisfied. I'm sorry, Mr. Martin says satisfied, completing work correctly and ahead of expectations. Great. Miss Branch, too much to do and not enough hours in a day. Exactly. Exactly. So having this kind of check-in with yourself helps you learn your patterns, helps you learn what triggers those emotions, what's able to soothe or bring relief or calmness to you in those emotions, and what what your emotional habits begin to look like so that you can redirect as you need to. The more aware you are of your emotions, the more power you have to choose how to show up. That's emotional intelligence in action. So the next one is our self-regulation. Calm is a superpower, right? When you are calm, you're able to be relaxed, you're able to be in the moment, you're able to think clearly, be more concise. There's so many things that go into that emotion of being calm. Self-regulation, as you see here, is the ability to manage your emotions, especially in the heat of the moment. It's not that you need to ignore how you feel, but it is your ability to choose how you respond. That's the most important. I feel this way. I'm acknowledging that I'm mad. I'm frustrated. I'm whatever. I acknowledge that feeling, but how am I going to respond? That's where I control, and that's where my emotional intelligence level comes out. So we're going to quickly talk about what I call a stress buster exercise. It's simple, but it's powerful. It's called the 5-5-5 breathing. So you inhale for 5 seconds, and I'm sure you've been told this in a lot of different areas of your life. You're going to inhale for 5 seconds, hold for 5 seconds, and then exhale slowly for 5 seconds. So let's all of us do that a couple times. Inhale, hold, exhale. One more time. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Doing this exercise allows your nervous system to reset. It gives you space to choose how you want to respond. It keeps you from reacting impulsively. So when you get in that moment, you feel heat rising. I know for me, my body starts to react when you get me going. When I'm frustrated, when I'm getting angry, when I'm being overwhelmed, I feel it just feels like I'm getting overheated, right? I have to take a moment, inhale, hold, and exhale. Sometimes one time is enough. Sometimes I got to do about 3 or 4, 5 when I'm dealing with my children. It's about 5 on those. But anyway, it keeps us from reacting impulsively, which is what's very, very important. So now let's think about a situation. Let's say you're frustrated with something, a group project, a coworker, the job hunt that you're in, whatever that may be. What would an emotionally intelligent way, what is an emotionally intelligent way for you to respond instead of reacting in anger? Let me hear some things. Let me see you drop some things in the chat for me or come off of mute. Okay, say nothing at all. Anyone else? Yep, take a deep breath. Know that everything will be okay. Good, good, good. Isolate myself. Allow yourself to process your next choice of words. That's very important, Courtney. Very important. Words have power. Words have power. So you do want to make sure you're giving yourself that time to choose what you say wisely. So self-regulation really starts with the slide before that, being aware, your awareness, and a pause. Taking a few deep breaths can make the difference between conflict with that person or in that situation or connection. So we're going to quickly do this exercise. It is the I feel, when, and because. So this is an exercise you can use when you are seeing a relationship or a situation that's starting to get tense and get heated. It could be a friend, it could be work, a coworker, it could be classmates, it can be family, it can be the instructor of your class. And typically our first instinct is to react defensively, or for some of us to just shut down. But emotionally intelligent communication helps us express how we feel without blaming or escalating conflict. So one of the formula is, and the most powerful tool in EQ is just a simple structure of I feel, when, and because statement. So this allows you to express your emotions clearly, respectfully, and without blame. You don't accuse anyone. You don't bottle things up and blow up at a later date, but you're inviting and understanding. You become inviting by understanding and focusing on your own experience. So let's say, for example, someone interrupts you. I have people in my life that interrupt me all the time, and it is so annoying and so frustrating, right? So in a reactive response, I might say, you are just so rude. You are always cutting me off, right? But what would a more emotionally intelligent response be using the formula on the screen? Somebody come off mute and tell me.
You could say, I feel irritated whenever you like cut me off. So
Mhm.
yeah, then you can let
Because,
the person know. Oh,
mhm.
because yeah, you're not letting me explain my reasoning or like get my point across.
Great, great. Thank you for that, Courtney. Exactly. So you see the difference? You're at least letting them understand how you're feeling. You're telling them why you're feeling that way. And you're telling them what is the reason why that feeling and that why is important. You know, I feel annoyed because you always interrupt me, and I'm simply just trying to share how I feel or tell you my ideas or whatever the case may be. That's different than you're so rude. When I say you're so rude, I'm attacking that person. I'm naming an emotion. I mean, instead of naming my emotion, what triggered that emotion and why it matters, I'm attacking them. So now they're going to be on the defense. Well, you always, now we're going back and forth. We're not going to get anywhere that way, right? So, emotionally intelligent responses typically will sound like, I feel frustrated, or I feel sad, or I feel annoyed when you do XYZ because you don't let me, or I'm not able to, or whatever. Another way is to add on to that by saying, can we talk about how we can do this differently? Right? So, not just saying, because sometimes people are just so excited and you start talking and it triggers something and they're going, and they don't understand how annoying or frustrating that can be. So also maybe opening up a line of communications. Maybe you give them a little bit of this formula on how to deal with using the emotional intelligence to quit cutting you off. So, anybody that wants to come off mute, what's a situation where you could use the I feel, when, because statement?
I was going to say, I know for me, it's always when I'm dealing with my siblings. Of course, out of everyone, we don't react the same when it's family or when it's friends versus coworkers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That is definitely a place where you can use that. Family are the most. Uh, you love them, but they're the most frustrating and annoying sometimes. And don't even get me started about making you angry. All right. So when you use the I feel, when, because formula, it gives people a chance to really understand you and not just hear you. You're giving them all of the components for them to really be able to connect with you. And that's a key part of managing relationships with emotional intelligence. So I'm going to break out over and show you a quick video and talk about empathy. Empathy is not about fixing someone's problem or cheering them up. It's about being present. It's about listening. It's about validating feelings. This is where the video we're about to watch comes in. It illustrates empathy in action, and it's from the animated Pixar movie Inside Out. And it's the scene where Big Bong, the elephant, is devastated after losing his rocket. You have Joy, who's trying to cheer him up with jokes and distractions, doesn't work, but then sadness steps in. All right. Okay. All right, I'm up. And
You got to make sure your sound is playing before you. So,
oh, sorry. Sorry. You probably could tell what was happening, but sorry. I forgot to go
down
and
and do it again. But this time, check your sound.
right. Do I have to reshare?
Yes.
Okay. So sorry about that, gang. Thank you for your patience. And share. This one with sound. I gotta have the video. Okay. Now we'll go to the video. And
No, you can't take my rocket to the dump! Riley and I going to the moon! Riley can't be done with me.
Jill, it's not being shared.
Hey, it's gonna be okay. We can fix this. We just need to get back to headquarters. Which way to the train station?
I had a whole trip planned for us.
Hey, who's ticklish?
hate having technical difficulties. Forgive me. Were you hearing it though?
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna start that part from the beginning. I'm just gonna go to where we at. All right.
Here comes the tickle monster. Hey, Bing Bong, look at this. Oh, here's a fun game. You point to the train station and we all go there. Won't that be fun? Come on, let's go to the train station.
I'm sorry they took your rocket. They took something that you loved. It's gone. Forever.
Sadness. Don't make him feel worse.
Sorry.
It's all I had left of Riley.
I bet you and Riley had great adventures.
Oh, they were wonderful. Once we flew back in time, we had breakfast twice that day.
Sadness.
It sounds amazing. I bet Riley liked it.
Oh, she did. We were best friends.
Yeah, it's sad.
I'm okay now. Come on. The train station is this way.
All right. Let's see, can I get back on? There we go. So, what do you guys think about that? You saw what Joy tried a certain way that she knew how to try to get him to cheer up, but she wasn't understanding or allowing herself to be open and receptive to what he needed, what Bing Bong needed, excuse me. But then Sadness, she does. She understands where Bing Bong is. So she gives him space to let him share, to acknowledge his pain, and then she, aligns with him on that. I understand. I'm sure that made you feel really sad. So a lot of times we want to force people in relationships, especially, to feel the way we think they ought to feel. And that's just not how emotionally intelligent support works. It's important to understand what the person needs. Read their body language, their tone, hear what's happening, what's being said. Empathetic listening. So while Joy was in being very, in her way, being very supportive, and she had good intentions, she didn't connect. She had her own thought about what needed to happen with him. Whereas Sadness showed empathy. She sat quietly with him, listened without interrupting, validated his feelings, and then let him express his grief. Empathy is a core EQ skill. This video and this scene shows us, again, there wasn't a problem to solve. It was simply, let me connect emotionally with that other person. Let me be socially aware of that person's emotional state. She was able to, Sadness was able to understand and share in his feelings, then help him move forward through that emotion, right? In real life, whether we're in industries like healthcare, education, or in leadership roles, or just in our family environments, This kind of empathetic listening allows trust to be built, helps to reduce conflict, and strengthens the connection that we have with others. It's a skill we can all and should all practice. This starts with us being present in the moment and then listening with care. Any of you guys want to comment? Well, all righty then. You guys are
It's a
quiet.
tough group tonight.
Yeah, they're real tough on us. Okay, we'll move forward. Let's talk a little bit about mindfulness and gratitude. Gratitude is one of the fastest ways to boost your mood and shift your mindset. Ever notice how when you practice gratitude, when you're thankful, how your body, you just feel a little bit different. You get just a little more energy, a little more positivity going on in your life. Research actually shows that practicing gratitude regularly improves emotional resilience and overall well-being. Remember, in the Bible, as well as just in general, people talk about laughter being a medicine, laughter being good for the soul, laughter reducing some of the stress and anxiety we sit under sometimes. So I want you to take the next about 10 seconds or so, share one thing that you're grateful for today. I don't care how big or how small. Drop it in the chat, come off of mute. What is one thing today that you are grateful for? Me, I'm grateful I'm doing this workshop, getting it out of the way for the first time in this environment. This is a little bit different than how I've been using it. And I'm excited and hopefully it is a benefit to you guys. Yeah, I got a lot of people dropping some things in the chat, but Renaya had your hands up. Go ahead, Renaya.
Hello, everybody. I'm Renaya Edwards, Rising Junior, attending Prairie View A&M University, studying political science. And today I am very grateful because I am in Washington, D.C. with my internship cohort. I love DC. I love this opportunity. And then I also have an opportunity to come here today and talk about emotional intelligence, which is a new thing that I've been working on this summer with this program that I'm in. So I'm excited to be here with you all.
Thank you. I appreciate that. We've got a number of people making responses in the chat. Grateful for the internship, not having illnesses or being sick. Grateful for emotions. Yes. To be God's chosen. Oh, yes. Building my career, the people in their lives, seeing another day, waking up, grateful for family, all amazing things. That makes you feel good when you think about the good things going on in your life. Yeah, there's always going to be stuff that's not as good as it needs to be. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me stop landing the plane. But when we think about the good happening in our life, it just brings a little bit of joy back into, or a little bit of happiness, a little bit of positivity. I want you don't have to tell me about it, but I just want you to take a moment sometime after this presentation tonight and think about 3 good things that happened this week, right? And make a practice of that. If it's daily, if it's weekly, if you journal, I'm sure plenty of you guys who journal do this, but think about 3 good things that happen to you each week and let them just sit in your mind. Let them just marinate in your spirit, in your soul, and give you just, you know what? It was a lot of, because we can easily keep up with the negative in our life. That oftentimes overwhelms the good. So just be intentional about taking moments throughout the day, throughout the week to think about the good that's happening and reflect on that part of it. And that allows you then to kind of to push, to not let the negativity or the difficulties of the week or the day take over your thought processes. When you focus on what you're grateful for, even briefly, you're rewiring your brain to begin noticing more good things. So when you do this on a repetitive basis, you make this a habit, it is going to increase your awareness of good over the awareness of not the best. Simple self-care tool. You can use it anytime, anywhere. There's nothing extra you got to do to pull it out and bring it to fruition. Just take a moment to stop, think, and sit in it for a moment. So let's talk just briefly, real quick, about social skills and confidence. Tell me, what do you think makes someone a great communicator? Is it their voice? Is it eye contact, word choice, how they make you feel? Whoever's hand popped up.
For me, a great communicator is someone who is quick to listen and slow to speak.
Okay, good. Love it. I think Renaya, you raised your hand.
I think something that makes somebody a great communicator is identifying what the topic is at hand and efficiently communicating that back.
Great. So great communication is more than just what someone's saying, right? It's connecting. You can have the most eloquent words. You can be the most intelligent person. But if you cannot connect with the people that you're speaking with or speaking to, you're not communicating. You're not able to get the point across, right? You're not able to get whatever it is you're trying to get accomplished with that person or those people. Great communicators typically are clear and concise, confident, not arrogant. They're emotionally aware of the people in the room and what's going on. They're able to read the room, as they say. Ms. Gatterson already said it. They're good listeners who don't interrupt, and they're open to feedback. So it's not about saying more. It's about saying what matters in a way that resonates, that connects to others. So, for example, we all know about the wonderful elevator pitch, right? The 30-second introduction that you all use in your relationship building experiences and when you're out and about in your day. Let's put this to the test. This communication, these communication, what am I trying to say? These communication ideologies we just talked about. Give me one volunteer to give me that elevator pitch, that 30-second intro about who you are, what you're passionate about, and what you're working toward. Okay.
All right, I'll do my elevator pitch. Greetings. I am Renaya Edwards, a rising junior attending Prairie View A&M University, currently pursuing a bachelor's degree in political science with a minor in dance. I currently have a lot of interest in public policy, studying for the LSAT, and broadening my horizon within the legal fields in all things policy. I would love to connect with you further if that's something that piques your interest.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you for that. Great. So she was confident. She was clear. She gave relevant value add about herself, what she brings to the table in any room or any aspect that she walks in. One more person.
Now I know there's somebody else. I'm just gonna assume everybody's kind of tired.
Something's going on.
I know. No one else wants to share and give their elevator pitch?
Okay,
All right, Audrey, thank you.
okay. I'm a PV alumni, class of 2025, and I'm currently looking for employment around the Houston, Texas area. I am connected with LinkedIn, my career coach, Chilot, Miss Lot, and just surrounding myself with people.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you for that. Good job. So you told us what you're looking for, what you want to do.
Your volume is low, Miss Jones. You sound like you're far away.
Oh, hello. Am I still with you?
I can barely hear you.
Let's see.
Okay, that's better.
Okay. You told us what you needed us to understand about you and what you're trying to do. Thank you. I appreciate that. So let's understand this. Great communicators combine emotional intelligence with clarity. When you understand yourself and your audience, you stand out from the crowd. You stand out from the group. You distinguish or differentiate yourself. So our call to action from tonight, I want you guys to Use SMART goals. And for those who don't know what SMART goals are, they are clear, structured objectives that are specific, S, measurable, M, achievable, A, relevant, R, and time-bound, T. These SMART goals help you stay focused and track your progress effectively. They help you get crystal clear on what you want to improve in your emotional intelligence and how you'll get there. So what are the intentional steps and actions you're going to take to get there? And what's that time-bound time frame that you want to get there by? So you want to apply SMART goals in maybe small focused steps initially that is going to help you go in those 5 core areas: self-awareness, empathy, communication, gosh, I just forgot all of them, self-regulation, and so forth. So examples of how you can work to improve your emotional intelligence would be journaling, right? Taking those gratitude moments, using the 5-5-5 breathing exercise, using the I feel, when, and because formula to work or to deal with situations in relationship kind of situations, be it with coworkers, family members, you know, your classmates, whatever the case may be. Miss George is gonna drop the or Dr. Figgins is gonna drop, one of them are gonna drop the SMART goal worksheet in the chat. I did email it to you for your use as well, but they're gonna drop it in the chat for you to get if you didn't get it out of your email. And we're not gonna do that exercise on this call, but it's something that I want you to take with you. Create at least one EQ skill you'd like to build this week, and whatever that time frame is that you want to put on that goal. It may be something that takes longer than a week, but you want to write that SMART goal for yourself, and then track it. Make sure you track it. So you want to create small but specific efforts that over time will lead to big emotional growth. One goal, 1 week, 1 month, 1 day, whatever that time frame is how it starts. So the key takeaways from tonight's presentation: EQ is a skill you can grow. Unlike your IQ, emotional intelligence isn't fixed. It's something you can actively develop over time. It's something that you can continue to grow and strengthen as the days go on. Every interaction, every reflection, and every time you choose to pause instead of react is practice. So just like you go to the gym to build up muscle, to strengthen your core and your cardiovascular, just like you go to the library to study, just like you do the online certifications to build your knowledge and your value add, EQ is used. Practicing EQ is what helps you to build your stronger emotional habits. Self-awareness and empathy is very important. It helps you to understand what you're feeling and why. You can't expect to be able to handle your relationships if you don't use self-awareness and empathy. It helps in your relationships and your decision-making as you address those relationships and as you go throughout your day. Empathy is the ability to tune in to other people and bridge a gap between yourself and that other person, or between other people in that group. Allows for deeper trust, better teamwork, creates a stronger leadership. These two are the heart of emotional intelligence, and they shape how we treat ourselves and others. Mindful habits equal emotional growth. It's about being aware in the moment without judgment. What is the meme or the statement now? We listen and we don't judge, right? Create small daily habits like journaling, deep breathing, expressing gratitude. This helps to rewire our brains for clarity and calmness. The more you practice each of these, the easier it becomes to regulate your emotions, to build healthy relationships, and to navigate tough situations. So you might want to take a screenshot of this slide. These are some tools you can use to do EQ assessments, as well as personality assessments. Each of them are known for a specific track. The VIA survey helps you discover your 24 character strengths like kindness, leadership, honesty. The Truity Emotionally Intelligence Test gives you a snapshot of your emotional intelligence across the 5 core areas. And the Type Focus Assessment, which we use on campus, is a personality and a career alignment tool, and it is available to each of you for free. So please take advantage of that. It's a great report. Your career coach can walk you through the value in understanding that report. All of these tools are meant to help you learn more about yourself and I encourage you to complete at least one this week. Bring it into your SMART EQ goal or reflection journal, as we've discussed earlier. A couple other resources and feedback. So there's a free journaling tool at feelingswheel.app. You can look at that one. But we're asking that for this session, go onto our social media pages or sites and share the favorite thing that you got from this session, and then use the hashtag PVAMU Level Up Your EQ as you're sharing. If someone would drop, Ms. George or Dr. Figgins would drop those links in the chat for our social media sites, I would appreciate it. And then additionally, you got free worksheets to help with emotional intelligence at bearable.app. So again, take a quick snapshot of this. The feelingswheel.app is a digital version of the emotion wheel, and it's very interactive, and it helps you to when you're journaling. And then the Bearable app is a free printable emotion wheels that you can use. So you can use a daily reflection to say, what did I feel today and why? And then how did I respond, to just kind of start your emotional intelligence SMART goals as something you kind of do every day to start building a better habit. So I love your feedback. If you tell me what was your favorite part of tonight's session and what's one takeaway you're walking away with as we end everything and go to the survey code. I thank you for your time. If you have any questions, I know the hour is late. I am here as long as you guys want to have discussion or questions. But thank you, and I appreciate your attention tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, okay. Nobody saying anything. I appreciate you guys. I will close the sharing and all righty.
Just remove it.
Okay.
Is that it?
Stop recording.